CCS was founded by two social workers, late 40s after the Second World War. People came back to their communities. The economy was roaring. New towns and cities were growing, so hospitals, schools, churches were being established and were in need of funds. We started in Brooklyn, New York, but it wasn't long before CCS started doing work around the United States. They were game-changing moments in the history of CCS. In the 60s, we worked with the Catholic Archdiocese of New York on a campaign to build schools throughout the metropolitan area. That raised $38 million in 4 months. In the 80s, we were asked by Rotary International to help them raise about $120 million to eradicate polio. The campaign doubled its goal. We immunized 500 million children around the world, and we're this close today to eradicating polio for all time.
I think CCS's work and our impact is directly linked to that of the nonprofit clients that we work alongside, from ending deforestation, ensuring access to education for children. Our clients are solving today's problems.
I'm so proud of the current project that I'm partnering with. There's something called green displacement, where when you bring in a park, it gentrifies a neighborhood, and the exact people who are supposed to be benefiting from the project end up being displaced. But this particular project is being led by the exact community that's going to be impacted by the development project.
When I think about some landmark campaigns that I've worked on that I'm exceptionally proud about, one would be the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh, and we raised over $232 million. At the end of the day, I can remember leaving Pittsburgh to come back to New York and thinking about, you know what, I'm out there making a difference.
Our work with City Harvest has been incredibly meaningful for me personally. At the most fundamental level, we have a need to be sustained by food.
We don't cure cancer. We don't build hospitals, we don't eradicate hunger directly, but we work with all the organizations that are devoted to those causes. And I think of us as a catalyst for change or a catalyst for impact.
I think one of the unique strengths of CCS is the fact that we have over 400 directors throughout the world interacting and partnering with some of the most advanced nonprofits in their respective fields. The ability for us to bring together the information, the trends, the data from all those different clients makes for some really powerful tools that can really change the landscape for how fundraising is engaged with.
By looking at data, looking at patterns, looking at trends, it gives us a direction to see what has worked in the past and what is potentially going to work in the future. CCS brings data-driven approach. It helps us target in on what's going to be most impactful and ultimately how it's going to help our clients get where they need to go in as quick a period as possible.
We are really determined to grow this firm to maximize our impact across the world. And the increased investment that we're making in our people, in their career path, in training them, in giving them good opportunities with clients is something I'm very, very proud of.
People know that CCS as a place to work is actually a place where they can feel safe, feel included, feel empowered, and to get the support that they want to be the best professionals that they can be.
CCS has done a lot of work to advance our diversity, equity, and inclusion practices.
And we're partnering with a lot of organizations to make sure that the industry has a DEI lens on everything that's done.
Some of the changes that we've made as a firm is to ensure that our employees are more diverse and also that our leadership reflects the clients that we serve. We're also dedicating a lot of services to organizations with leaders of color and organizations that serve primarily minority communities.
It's almost mind-blowing to try to predict what 75 years from now will look like. What I know will be true in 75 years. CCS will always put our client partners first.
Despite all the changes and innovations and new techniques and new technology, I think what will remain the same is our commitment to really empowering our nonprofit partners so that they can serve their communities better.
I think in reality, we will have new challenges and new problems to solve. As a firm, we will remain in our role as a valued partner for nonprofits.
The whole culture and the whole history of CCS are these pioneering projects, innovating projects. We're always learning, we're always trying to change the game. My wish is to be able to bring the most advanced fundraising techniques to the broadest possible number of nonprofit organizations.
For 7 decades,
Our firm has been constantly
Evolving,
Improving.
And innovating.
Pioneering some of the great advances in the field.
These core values best position us
to help nonprofits
raise the funds
To meet the current and future challenges,
of inequity, food insecurity,
Climate change, public health.
economic empowerment,
communities of faith,
and human rights.